Cars a key driver of business news this Monday morning. The US car market morphs from meltdown to safe haven. Analysts expecting a third year of growth as the Detroit Auto Show gets underway. Rolls-Royce reporting a 31% ramp up in sales last year to the highest in its 107-year history. And Volkswagen focusing on volume, the German automaker hoping to sell more than 500,000 cars in the US for the first time in 39 years. The big story of the day here in Europe, French President Nicolas Sarkozy meets German Chancellor Angela Merkel in Berlin, boosting growth and jobs, top of their agenda. A financial Tobin tax touted by France but resisted by Britain may also be discussed. Let's get out to Louise Cooper, markets analyst at BGC Partners. Louise, we've opened a touch higher on the markets this morning. Are you holding out much hope for this meeting?
Well, we've got quite a lot of data out this week. We've got the start of fourth quarter earnings season in the States. We've got Alcoa numbers out after the US closed today. So that kicks off US corporate earnings season. That's going to be quite important, setting a tone for performance in US equities. Quite important as well because the US economic data has been stronger than expected recently. So that will be quite important. Here in the UK, we've got a whole raft of retailers coming out with their Christmas trading statements. And I imagine that news is going to be fairly difficult. I think it's been pretty widely expected that retailers had a tough time over Christmas.
But this context, this Eurozone crisis and another meeting to try and address it, do you hold out hope for that?
No. I'd like to have some hope, but they're very good on meetings. They're not so good on actually coming out with anything concrete. I mean, the whole fiscal compact is to me a complete political waste of time. Yes, probably something that needs to happen in the long term to save the euro if it can be saved, but really is not dealing with any of the current problems like, you know, banks need recapitalising or some way of getting rid of the debt or, you know, what are we doing? We're focusing on a fiscal compact. So I would like to think that Merkozy and Berlin will come up with something, but I am sceptical, I'm afraid.
All right, very quickly, want to ask you a question on this Czech central banker comment that Greece should quit the euro. It seems the more people say it, the more they think it's likely to happen. What do you make of these latest comments?
I think the trouble that markets have at the moment, massive uncertainty, is because we're relying on political decisions, and modelling and coming up with probabilities of political decisions is incredibly difficult. I am slightly more concerned at the moment by Hungary. I think Hungary could be the curveball that takes everyone by surprise. They've got a Hungarian bill auction today. Watch out for that, and watch out because the IMF are going back to Hungary later this week to have discussions about a bailout package. So yes, we know Greece is a major problem, but also watch out for Hungary.
All right, Louise, many thanks. Let's get a roundup of the day in Asia. Here's Reuters' Tara Joseph in Hong Kong.
Hello, Axel. One major story to watch in Asia this week, the presidential vote in Taiwan. Now, this vote's going to determine whether the increasingly isolated island states and its very large neighbor China get closer or move towards more explosive tension. This time, candidates are going all out to attract the youth vote. They've yet to express a political opinion in what's turning into a very tight race of the incumbent nationalists versus the opposition DPP. Politics in Taiwan is traditionally centered around the relationship with China, but the younger generation just isn't that interested. They're more concerned about things like rising unemployment. Meanwhile, over in the mainland, data today showing China loan growth and money supply jumped in the last part of 2011. Analysts taking that to mean the central bank is loosening credit restrictions to cushion China from a hard economic landing. Axel,
all right,
back to you.
Tara, many thanks. The top Twitter story trending on Reuters.com right now. Malaysian opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim has been acquitted of sodomy charges. The surprise ruling, a result of doubts over DNA samples, could accelerate Anwar's political comeback ahead of elections this year. In other world news, exiled former President Pervez Musharraf looks set to return to Pakistan this month to run for parliamentary election, despite concerns about his security. The move would add to the political uncertainty as tensions between the weak civilian government and the military worsen. And Venezuela's Hugo Chavez has welcomed Iran's president to the region, dismissing U.S. warnings to avoid close ties with Iran. Ahmadinejad's trip to Latin America comes as senior officials in Iran confirm the country will, in the near future, start enriching uranium deep inside a mountain near the holy city of Qom. That is it for now. Here's our pick of the day. Not a heat wave in London yesterday. These guys have stripped to their underwear for a no trousers day flash mob on London's Tube. Our photographer Chris Helgren, I believe, kept his on. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.